There is a map, drawn in 1513. It shows Antarctica, not frozen, but free of ice. Mountains, rivers, coastlines. But Antarctica wasn't a T discovered until 1820, and we didn't a T map what S beneath the ice until 1958. So how did a Turkish admiral, 5 centuries ago, draw something we couldn't see for another 400 years? That's not the terrifying part. The real question is simpler. Who told him? This is the Piri Reis Map, found in Istanbul in 1929, drawn on gazelle skin. Admiral Piri Reis himself said he compiled it from 20 older, some ancient, some lost maps. When experts looked closer, they realized its coastline perfectly matched Antarctica's sub-ice geography, a landscape only revealed by modern radar in 1958. This means the original maps must have been drawn when the continent was ice-free, over 6,000 years ago. That's before the wheel. Before writing. Yet, the map exists. Then there's the Antikythera Mechanism. In 1901, divers found a corroded bronze lump off the coast of Greece. It sat there for decades until X-rays revealed what was inside, a complex system of gears. It was a mechanical computer from 100 BCE, capable of tracking eclipses, planetary movements, and even the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. Its precision wouldn't be matched for another 1,400 years. The tools to build such a device simply didn't exist in that era. It's a machine that shouldn't exist, but it does. And what about the Baghdad battery? In 1938, archaeologists unearthed strange clay jars in ancient Mesopotamia. Inside were copper cylinders and iron rods. They were batteries, 2,000 years old, capable of producing half a volt of electricity. But the Parthians had no light bulbs. No recorded use for electricity at all. So why build them? It's as if they inherited a blueprint for a technology they no longer understood. Now, consider this. Draw a line connecting Giza, Petra, Persepolis, Mohenjo-Daro, and Angkor Wat. It's a nearly perfectly straight line stretching 7,000 miles across the globe, connecting ancient sites from vastly different cultures and eras. A coincidence? Maybe. But Giza's latitude is 29.99792,458 degrees north. The speed of light is 299,792,458 meters per second. The ancients didn't know the speed of light, and they certainly didn't use meters. But somehow, they encoded it into the very placement of their greatest monument. Let's turn to forbidden archaeology. In 1994, a discovery in Turkey shattered our understanding of the past. It's called Göbekli Tepe. Massive, intricately carved stone circles, built 11,000 years ago. That's 6,000 years before Stonehenge. This was supposedly a time of hunter-gatherers who weren't supposed to be building massive monuments. Yet they carved and arranged 20-ton pillars with incredible skill. And then, for reasons we can't explain, they deliberately buried the entire complex, as if hiding a memory they couldn't bear. Then, there are the impossible stones. In Baalbek, Lebanon, lies a stone block weighing 1,650 tons. The Romans built their temple on top of the platform these stones created, not beneath it. In Peru, the walls of Sacsayhuaman are made of enormous irregular stones that fit together so perfectly a razor blade can't slide between them. No two blocks are the same. They didn't measure. They simply knew how to fit them. History isn't just what we've found. It's also about what's been lost. The Library of Alexandria, the greatest repository of ancient knowledge, burned 3 times. Spanish conquistadors burned nearly all of the Maya codices. China's first emperor ordered the destruction of ancient texts. This pattern repeats across cultures and centuries, the systematic erasure of ancient knowledge. What were they so desperate to hide? And what about the myths? Nearly every culture on Earth has a story of a great flood. The Sumerians, the Hebrews, the Hindus, the Greeks, even Australian Aboriginals. Are these just myths? Or are they fragmented memories of a real event, like the rising seas at the end of the last ice age? Plato wrote that the great civilization of Atlantis fell in a single day and night, 9,000 years before his time. Was he telling a moral fable? or recording a historical fact. The clues are also hidden in mathematics. Take the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's built from 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing about 2.5 tons. To build it in 20 years, workers would have had to place a block every 12 minutes, 24/7. It's aligned to true north with more precision than many modern observatories. And encoded within its dimensions are mathematical constants like pi, and even the mass of the Earth. Its layout mirrors the constellation Orion's Belt, but as it appeared in the sky in 10,500 BCE, impossible precision for a culture that supposedly only had copper tools. Or consider the Sumerians. They appeared in Mesopotamia around 4000 BCE, seemingly out of nowhere, with a fully formed system of writing, laws, and advanced astronomy. They knew the Earth orbited the Sun. They gave us the base 60 math we still use for telling time and measuring angles. Their own texts claim this knowledge was given to them by sky beings they called the Anunnaki. A creation myth? Or a historical record? This impossible precision isn't an isolated case. The ancient Maya calculated the length of a year to 5 decimal places. The Dogon people of Africa knew about Sirius B, a star completely invisible to the naked eye, long before it was officially discovered by modern astronomers in 1862. They even knew its 50-year orbital period. This is knowledge they should not have had without telescopes. And sometimes, the ancient texts read less like myth and more like a warning. The Indian epic, the Mahabharata, describes weapons that could destroy entire armies, leaving the land barren and its people afflicted, eerily similar to descriptions of nuclear fallout. Ancient records from across the world mention flying machines, underwater vessels, and even quantum-like concepts of time and reality. Are these just the products of vivid imaginations? Or are they documentation of a lost technology? So why isn't this front-page news? One reason is academic gatekeeping. When data contradicts established dogma, it often gets buried. Geologist Virginia Steen McIntyre used modern dating methods to show human presence in Mexico 250,000 years ago, far earlier than the accepted timeline. Her career was ruined. Geologist Robert Schoch presented evidence that the Sphinx was weathered by rain, dating it to at least 7000 BCE. He was largely ignored. History isn't always rewritten. Sometimes it's just censored. We also have a problem of suppressed discoveries. Reports of underground cities beneath Los Angeles. The Ica stones of Peru, depicting dinosaurs alongside humans. The massive granite boxes in Egypt's Serapeum, machined to impossible tolerances, officially labeled sarcophagi, but found completely empty. When evidence defies explanation, it's too often labeled a fraud, or simply forgotten. There's also institutional resistance. Modern LiDAR technology has revealed the ruins of sprawling ancient cities beneath the Amazon rainforest, challenging the idea that the region was sparsely populated. The Vatican secret archives hold an estimated 12 million texts, yet 97% of them remain unseen by outside researchers. Knowledge isn't always lost. Sometimes, it's locked away. So, what if it's all true? This leads to the reset theory. Imagine an advanced global civilization that existed before the last ice age. A civilization erased by a cataclysmic event, like a comet impact or a sudden pole shift. The few survivors, scattered and broken, encoded their most important knowledge into myth, stone, and mathematics, hoping that one day we would be able to decipher it. We've mistaken our rediscovery of their knowledge for our own invention. The ancients themselves spoke of cyclical history, of ages of gold, silver, bronze, and iron. Civilizations rise, they reach a peak, and then they fall. Our modern civilization has been around for about 6,000 years. But anatomically, modern humans have existed for 300,000. What happened in all that time in between? Are we just the latest in a long line of civilizations? If this is true, then all of these ancient mysteries are not just curiosities, they are a warning. A previous civilization possessed incredible knowledge, and they fell. We are advancing at an even faster rate, and our global system is arguably more fragile. The pattern seems to be repeating, and we are ignoring the signs. There are two possibilities. Either this is all just a series of incredible coincidences, myths, errors, and fantasies stacked one on top of another, or it's a memory, the Piri Reis Map. The Antikythera Mechanism, the impossible stones, and the celestial alignments. They are breadcrumbs, left behind by those who came before us. A message in a bottle thrown into the ocean of time. A warning for those who would come next. So you have to ask yourself, were we warned? Or are we doomed to repeat a history we don't even know we had? If these questions fascinate you, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown. Thanks for watching.